everyone, sorry I'm late. Today we're going to be going over source 8, the last source in your packet. And next week you will be expected to write a CER paragraph explaining which claim you are going to support, whether it's that Japanese internment camps were necessary or that Japanese internment camps were not necessary or unnecessary. So how many of you were actually able to look at the source and read over it and try and come up with what you believe the source has to say, whether it is supporting Japanese internment camps or not supporting them? I know Elijah submitted and Tristan submitted, but that doesn't mean other people didn't do it and just haven't submitted yet. So again, I'm just coming up because I just went live. It was supposed to go live at noon, but I was at the grocery store. So who looked at source 8? Also tell me who you are in here. I don't know some of the screen names, so I can give you credit as I'm grading. Today's the last day for you to earn points, and then I'll be submitting all of your third marking period grades. So it's good to know who's in my live so I can give you some extra credit. Okay, so James is here, Majid is here. I don't know. Ponce is here. Tyra, Basma. Okay, Jalen. Okay, so how many of you actually looked at the source? Okay, that's fine if you didn't look at it. That's what you're here for. If you look at all of the other lives, they have all the answers in them. So if you can just do all the back work, there's nothing that you're closed out of on Canvas. So if you do any of those sources, it'll catch you up to be able to write the CER that's going to be due a week from today. Okay, so in source 8, what do you think? What do you think about it? Do you think that the picture and the caption is supporting internment camps or not supporting internment camps? You don't think that it's supporting them, or you didn't get a chance to look at it, Asma? Okay. That's fine. I'll wait because you waited on me. Okay, so Tyra, have you been able to get onto Canvas and look at the social studies packet? It was like the first thing that I posted on my assignments. Yeah, the picture is kind of tricky. You don't really know what the picture is saying. That's why you have to read the little blurb below it. And then in the blurb below it, it gives you evidence. You're right, Mary Alice. Okay, so I can troubleshoot with you on the Remind app, Tyra. If you just text me, I can help you with navigating Canvas and finding my stuff after this live. But for now, just pay attention so that you have the information for source 8. Yeah, I haven't made anything too challenging. You guys are at home, you have other stuff going on. So that's why I do these live streams as well, so that you can still get the work done, still get some kind of instruction, but it's not overwhelming. You'll probably be able to do it all in like 1 or 2 days, Tyra, honestly. Tyra, it will be easy for you. Okay, so source 8. Who wrote source 8? Who is source 8 coming from? Who can give me that answer? What is the source for source 8? Who took the picture? And who wrote the blurb? It's a featured source. It's at the top of the picture. Can anyone tell me? Okay, Jalen, tell me who it is. I definitely want to get this source done within the next 10 minutes because I know Miss Green's going live at 12:30 and I don't want to take up her time. Hey, D'Amico. Okay, so National Archives is where we're finding the source later on, and that's probably all you can see. So National Archives. But it's from Dorothea Lange. Does anyone remember who Dorothea Lange is from when we were back in school? We looked at a whole bunch of pictures that she took about a specific topic. He's putting away groceries, Tyra. You can't see your answer. You should be able to because you can resubmit assignments. Okay, so basically Dorothea Lange, we already discussed her when we talked about the Dust Bowl. She took all those pictures of the migrant woman. So all of those, that whole S or T's paragraph you wrote about the Dust Bowl and what caused it, and then the pictures after, yeah. American documentary photographer and photojournalist best known for her Depression era work. Exactly. She also took pictures during World War II. She's a photojournalist. So she's a pretty reliable source. I don't know what you're trying to say, Elijah. If you don't get a 10 out of 10 on any assignment that you submit to me on Canvas, you're able to resubmit it for a higher grade. You can just take the feedback that I give you and use it to create a better grade. Pretty much I give you the answer and the feedback. I'm sorry. Okay, so does it support the claim? Is it they support Japanese internment camps or they do not? So I'd like you to write that in the comments. Does this source support Japanese internment camps or does it not support them? So support, not support. Tell me in the comments, is it a no or a yes? Yes, I support internment camps. No, I don't support internment camps with this photo and the blurb below. Stop calling me girl. Okay, so Mariella says they support. D'Amico says it supports. I'd like to get at least a couple more. And remember, the more that you comment in here with content appropriate comments, you will be getting more points added on to your class grade. It's just a little paragraph. Supports. Okay, so thank you. Ponce, Ivana, Mariellis, yeah, and D'Amico. Okay, so yes to internment camps. And of course, I'll be sending you this graphic organizer through the Remind app. If you don't have the Remind app, then just ask a friend that you know does have it to screenshot it. I know Elijah did that for Jeremiah last live, so on Monday. Hey, Ariana. Again, make sure you tell me if you're in here so that I can give you credit for being in here. So if you haven't commented yet, please comment and tell me it's you if your name's not easily figure outable. Okay, so what evidence proves, other than the photo of them all, the photo doesn't really prove which side So where's the evidence? What evidence proves that they support Japanese internment camps? Children and families of Japanese ancestry were evacuated with their parents. Yeah, exactly. It states that they were evacuated. So it tells us right there that since they were evacuated, it's supporting evacuation. It's not saying that we're no longer evacuating. Also, do the kids in the picture look sad? Mad? What is the tone of the picture? What do they look like? Yeah, children and families of Japanese ancestries were evacuated with their parents. I agree that that's the evidence, but I want you to tell me how you can tell from the photo that this photo is supporting the internment camps. How do the children in the photo look? Do they look like they're starving? Do they look like they're unhappy? What do they look like? What is the photo showing you? Deranged people who have no life no more. Really? In the picture, when I'm looking at it, they all have their hand over their hearts. I don't know, you think they look deranged, really? They're doing the Pledge of Allegiance, exactly. No, it's not Newsela. I stopped using Newsela because it got too overwhelming. Too many people were using it, and I felt like that's all you guys were doing was reading Newsela articles. So I started just doing the sources. And I'm not going to go back to Newsela. What we'll do after we're done with the CER is we'll go into our next topic, and I'll just have stuff on Canvas, videos and quizzes and things like that, and I'll still go live and talk to you about it. So if they have the Pledge of Allegiance, they're still showing that they're citizens, they're still patriotic, they're trying to prove that, we're not saying they're not Americans, we're just saying that for our safety, they need to be removed from the general population, basically. So the photo shows that Japanese American children are supporting patriotism they are saying Pledge of Allegiance, and they don't Okay, so as you guys know, in the lives, all these comments are saved, so you can go back and look at them while you are watching the video again to get your answer done for source 8 on Canvas. Okay, so again, we've got our evidence, we've got some supporting evidence from the picture for the reasoning. So at this point, how many of you are going to try and write a CER saying that the internment camps were necessary? Tell me put a thumbs up if you're going to say that they were necessary. Not that you necessarily believe that, but that's what the evidence you think states. So a thumbs up if you are going to write your CER proving internment camps were necessary. Okay, cool. I think that is the easier route to go because only 3 people, and it are 2 people, 3 sources state that they weren't. So I think this is the easier route to go. You think you have more evidence to prove it that way. So Elijah, you're going to take the harder path, and okay. You might have to do some additional research on your own just to help with the reasoning. Okay, cool, Basma. Okay, so I want to move on to the CER. I want to talk to you a little bit about sentence starters because I usually give a lot of you sentence starters. So I'm going to actually be sending you this CER sentence starter poster for you to be able to use if you have me on Remind. Again, if you know someone in here that doesn't have me on Remind, send them the link so that they have me. It just makes it a lot easier. And if for some reason you can't get Remind, just make sure people are sending you the information that they get through a screenshot or something. So basically, I've created, and again, remember everything is backwards, so this isn't going to be too helpful for you. But it's just a basic anchor chart where in the yellow, it's going to be an either or. You don't finish the whole sentence. So like whatever is in a yellow box, you need to choose which thing you're going to write. And again, you don't have to use my sentence starters. Some of you in here, I'd really like it if you didn't use them because it's not necessary for you. But again, the claim, Japanese internment camps were or were not needed during World War II. Very basic sentence starter for a claim. So then what you could do prior to writing this claim, which I'm going to hope that some of you are still pushing yourselves to do, which will be to write some historical background before the claim. So before you even get to this claim, you talk about what's going on, World War II happened, why we're so against Japanese people at this time, and why we would need to actually put them in internment camps or not put them in internment camps. You talk about immigration, how if you are a first generation immigrant, maybe you have more sentiment towards your home country. But if you've been here, you were born here, and you've lived here your whole life, most likely you are going to have American sentiment, but you still believe that internment camps were necessary because just the safety of the majority of people, something like that. It's however you want to frame it based on the claim that you're going to choose. So again, Japanese internment camps were or were not needed during World War II. That's your claim. You can build off from that claim if you know that you don't need my sentence starter claim. It's just a way for you to get started. Basically just a nice sentence. Yeah, I'm going to send this whole chart in the Remind app. Yeah, because I realize you can't see this. I'm going to write it in the comments, and then I'll also send it in the Remind app, the whole chart. Okay, so then basically we're going to go into our evidence. So you have to state document or source, whatever number it is, 1 through 8. And then you're going to tell us that it informs us that internment camps were or were not needed. So again, don't forget that you're rephrasing your claim continuously. You don't want to forget about what your initial claim was and just start blabbering on. I have noticed a lot on Canvas, some people that are in here. Okay, bye, Tyra. I have noticed a lot of people that are in here are sending me answers that you're not going back to the claim. So every source, you need to be rephrasing the claim. in every one of your answers, you should be saying, this supports Japanese internment camps, or this does not support Japanese internment camps. You shouldn't just be like believing that I know what you're talking about just because you're in my live, or because you're giving me evidence that I know supports it. Okay, bye, Ponce. So again, got a sentence starter there. Then we'll go into our reasoning. This quote shows that internment camps were not needed because, and then we need to go into the reasoning, basically explaining your evidence, explaining the photo, explaining the cartoon, whatever it is, which should be given to you in these lives. If you're having trouble with any of that, I can do individual Zooms with you. Just know next week I'm going to try and figure out different things. This might work for some people. I might be able to answer some questions in like a 10-minute live, and then anyone that needs additional help, I can do a Zoom conference with. We can schedule Zoom conference times next week to talk one-on-one or in small groups about your paragraph before it's due on Thursday. Okay? Does that make sense to everyone? I'm going to send this through the Reminds app. I'm going to also type it out in the comments in the live chat. Or actually, I'm probably going to type it out in the comments below the video, not the live chat videos, but the comments that stay. Does anyone have any questions about Source 8 or anything about the CER, or does it's pretty much just, normal social studies stuff that we've been doing? If anyone has any questions, let me know, because I'm about to end the live, since other people might want to be going to Miss Green's Zoom as well. Anyone have any questions? Okay, I'm going to end this live stream then. Be looking out for announcements on Reminds. I'm going to be sending this this anchor chart as well as you start the CER. You can start, I can upload that assignment right after this. I just haven't put it up there yet. So I'm going to upload the CER assignment onto Canvas right after this live. So you can start it right then. It's basically just the same prompt from the packet. You're just telling me, you're proving which side you think the evidence supports. Were they necessary or were they not necessary? Okay, so I was just saying I'm going to end mine though, so that everyone can go to hers. And basically that I'm going to be sending out some Reminds about the 2 anchor charts, and then next week I'm going to do a short live, and then anyone that needs additional help I will do Zoom conferences with. Also, this assignment for the CER will be posted today on Canvas. Okay. We all good? Okay. Bye, guys.